I'm 80 years old. My best friend Arthur died last Tuesday. We were friends for 57 years. The funeral was this morning. I sat in the front pew, his wife Margaret holding my hand, and all I could think was I should have called him more. It's such a simple, stupid thing, but it's the truth. I'm sitting here now in my quiet house. The clock in the hall ticks. It's too loud. It always has been. I keep waiting for the phone to ring, for his voice, that low rumble he had, to say, "Henry, you old goat, what's the news?" But the phone doesn't ring. And the silence it leaves behind, it's a different kind of silence. It's a finished silence. I met Art in the spring of 1967. I was 23, he was 24. We were both junior engineers at the same firm, fresh out of school, wearing suits that didn't quite fit right. We were assigned to the same dreary project, a water treatment plant on the outskirts of town. We spent the first week in a dusty trailer, hunched over blueprints, barely speaking. Then one afternoon it started to rain, a real downpour. We were supposed to go inspect a site. We looked at each other, looked at the mud outside, and he said, "I think the structural integrity of my shoes is insufficient for the conditions." It was such a ridiculous, formal way to say our shoes would get ruined. I laughed. He grinned. We went to the diner across the street instead and had pie and coffee for 2 hours. We talked about everything except work. Baseball, our fathers, the books we were pretending to have read. That's how it started, a shared avoidance of mud. It seems so small now, a hinge that a lifetime swung on. For years it was easy. We were young, we had time. We'd get together every Friday after work at this little bar called O'Malley's, 2 beers each, sometimes 3. We'd solve the world's problems. We were going to build great things. We were going to travel. We stood up in each other's weddings. I remember holding his ring at the altar, my hands sweating. He was pale as a ghost. He whispered to me, "If I faint, catch me, but make it look dignified." He didn't faint. He looked at Margaret like she was the only source of light in the universe. Then the children came. His daughter Claire, then my 2 boys, promotions, mortgages, the responsible years. The Friday nights at O'Malley's became once a month. Then it was backyard barbecues with the families, the conversations punctuated by squeals from the kids, by one of us having to jump up to flip a burger or break up a squabble. It was still good. It was just different. We were building our lives. That's what you do. You build a life. You think you're laying a foundation for later. You'll have time later. I remember a specific Saturday. It must have been 1985. My oldest, Michael, was 10. Art called in the morning. "Beautiful day, let's take the kids to the zoo." And I was painting the porch. I told myself I had asterisk to paint the porch. It was on my list. The sun was out, perfect painting weather. I said, Art, I can't. This paint's going to go bad if I don't use it today. Rain check." He said, sure, no problem, next time." I could hear the slight drop in his voice, just a little, but I had my brush in my hand. I had my task. I said, "Give Claire a hug for me." I painted the porch. It looked good for about 2 years before it started to peel again. That's the thing. Every decision alone made perfect sense. The paint asterisk would asterisk go bad. I had a report to finish. The traffic was terrible. I was tired from work. It wasn't a fight. It wasn't a falling out. It was just life. It was the slow, steady substitution of asterisk should asterisk for asterisk could asterisk. I should finish this chore. I should save this money. I should be practical. And could I drive across town to see my friend who's having a rough time? Could I just pick up the phone for no reason? That became a question for later. The phone calls got shorter. How's things? Good, good, busy. You? Same, we should get together. We really should. And then one of us would have a coughing child in the background, or the other line would beep. We'd hang up with a promise that we both knew was vague. I missed his 50th birthday party. I was out of town for a conference, a big conference, an important one. I sent a nice bottle of scotch and called him from my hotel room. He was gracious. He said, "Don't be silly, Henry. This is your career. We'll celebrate when you're back." We never did. We had a drink months later, but it wasn't a celebration. It was just a drink. The distance wasn't in miles. It was in attention. It was in the assumption of infinite tomorrows. We had so many yesterdays, I figured we had an endless supply of tomorrows. That's the arithmetic of friendship when you're young. You're adding memories. You don't realize there's a subtraction coming. The turning point wasn't dramatic, that's what I have to tell you. It was a phone call 2 years ago from Margaret. Her voice was tight, controlled. "Henry," she said, "it's Art. They found something. It's in his lungs." It was stage 4. The words meant nothing and everything. I drove to the hospital. When I walked in, he was propped up in bed, looking older, thinner, but he smiled. That same grin. "Took you long enough," he said. "The parking that bad?" I sat by his bed. We talked, not about the disease, not at first. We talked about the water treatment plant, the pie at that diner, the time we tried to build a canoe and it sank immediately. We laughed, and then it got quiet. The machine by his bed beeped. He looked out the window and said so softly, "I keep thinking about that zoo trip, the one we didn't take." I felt the air leave my chest. I remembered the paint can, the sun, his voice on the phone. "I remember," I said. My throat was too tight to say more. He looked at me. "It's okay, Henry, we were busy." But it was okay. Because in that moment I saw it all with a terrible, clear light. All the postponed conversations. All the shared sunsets we didn't watch because we were watching television instead. All the trivial errands I'd chosen over an hour with him. I had traded presents for punctuality. I had exchanged friendship for what? A painted porch, a finished report, a tidy lawn. He fought for 18 months. I visited. More than I had in the previous 10 years, but it felt pathetic. It felt like trying to fill a canyon with a teaspoon of gravel. We'd talk. Sometimes we'd just sit and watch a ball game. The last time I saw him last week, he was very tired. He could barely speak. I was holding his hand. He squeezed it once, and he whispered, "Next Friday, O'Malley's." He closed his eyes. He was thinking of 1967. So was I. He's gone now. And what's left is what can't be fixed. I can't call him. I can't tell him about the strange bird I saw at my feeder this morning, the one I know he would have been able to name. I can't ask him what he thinks I should do about the creaky floor in my hall. I have a lifetime of shared history and no one to confirm it. No one to say, "Remember when," and mean it. Margaret remembers some. My boys remember the big things, but the tiny, stupid details. The texture of the booth at O'Malley's, the way he'd tap his fingers on the steering wheel to a certain song, those are mine alone now. And when I go, they'll vanish completely. That's what happens. A whole world, 2 people big, disappears. If you're listening to this and you have a person, not just a friend, but your person, the one who knew you when, I want to tell you something. It's not a lesson. I'm in no position to give lessons. It's just an observation from where I'm sitting. Don't assume the time will come. It won't. One day you will blink and 57 years will have passed, and you will be sitting in a quiet house with a clock that ticks too loud. The invitations you decline, the calls you don't make, the visits you postpone, they aren't just entries in a date book. They are the subtle, silent builders of your final regret. You think you are saving your time, being efficient, being responsible. You are spending it. You are spending it on things that will not matter to you in this chair, in this silence. Call them not next week. Today, call them and say nothing important. Talk about the weather. Talk about the game. Tell them you saw a bird you couldn't name. It's not the grand gestures. It's the accumulation of insignificant shared minutes. That's the stuff. That's the only thing that lasts, and even that doesn't last forever. I loved him, I think he knew, but love is a verb and I let mine grow quiet. I was a good friend in theory. In practice, I was often just a voice saying, I'm busy. The house is so quiet. I think I'll go for a drive. Maybe I'll end up at the zoo. I'll sit on a bench and watch the families, and I'll imagine two young men with their kids pointing at the elephants, sharing a bag of peanuts. And for a moment, the silence won't be so heavy. For a moment, I'll have kept the promise I made in 1985. A rain check, finally redeemed. 57 years, and all it took was everything.